Hey everybody, it's Jason Blah here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And some of my subscribers have awared me. In fact, one of them by the name of Jason Blah. Alright, great name, bro. Great name. 10 out of 10 trolling right there, brother. Has awared me, or made me aware, whichever you feel is grammatically correct, that Pocket Liner has canceled Real Weight for Real Heroes. Let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling my crafting a little bit and let's talk about this. Alright, so let me get this straight. This is the same event that Pocket Liner tried to guilt everybody into going to, including me. What was it he was saying? That if you don't attend this event and you're a fitness YouTuber, you don't support the troops, you don't love America, and you have no excuse for not coming other than you just don't support the troops. Isn't that what he said? Am I missing anything there, guys? But now Pocket Liner has canceled the event. Now, Mark, does that mean you don't support the troops? Does that mean Tiger Fitness doesn't support the troops? Because that is what you said, isn't it? That anybody who doesn't attend, you're in the fitness industry, fitness YouTuber, the only excuse you have is that you don't support the troops. That is what you said. Yeah? So you and Tiger Fitness don't support the troops. That's what you're saying. I get it. I understand, brother. You, in other words, you couldn't make any money off of them. You couldn't really find a way to make this turn out to your financial interest. Right, Pocket Liner? Is that really what you meant? I mean, because that's, at the end of the day, isn't that what we're really about in America sometimes? Making a dollar off the backs of the troops? That's a very American thing, isn't it? It really is when you think about it. I'm not going to get into all that, but I mean, kind of what we like to do in this country. Take advantage of them any way that we can, you know. That sense of patriotism that we have to instill. And that's kind of a shame. It really is. But, you know, we'll get to that in a minute. That's kind of got to be the end. That's a whole nother argument right there, the way we actually do treat the troops versus the way we pretend. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, Mark, so, as I understand, that's basically what you did. And that's after you canceled that big fight with the one-legged monster. Because if I recall, you were going to get in the ring and whoop his one-legged ass, weren't you? Isn't that what was going to happen? That you were going to beat him down? Like, you saw an opportunity to take a tough guy who was missing a leg, and you thought, because that's how a coward thinks. That's how they think. I'm going to get in a ring with a guy who just got one leg. I'm going to whoop his ass. That's what I'm going to do. You know, he might be a veteran. He got some combat experience, but, you know, he's kind of beat up. He's missing a leg. How hard could he really kick with one leg, right? That's what you were thinking. Yeah, come on. That's what you were thinking, Mark. You're going to finally get to be tough for once. You whoop up on a one-legged man. Then you found out he's a bit more of a badass than you thought he was. I mean, let's be honest here, though, guys. I mean, saying it should have been apparent the guy's probably a badass when he got his leg blown off and he still competes in powerlifting. I'm just saying. I don't know. That should have been a dead giveaway before you found out he had been a cage fighter. That should have been a giveaway. Dude gets his leg blown off in combat, decides he's going to go power lift. I mean, you know, that's kind of next level badassery. I don't think most of us really have a chance at being at that level. It's kind of hard to top that shit. It really is. It's hard to top that. How do you top that? That dude's got some fucking balls. Alright. Goes and competes in powerlifting with one leg. Open class. The nuts on that dude. So, you found out he's a cage fighter, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to get in the ring with a skilled cage fighter even if he's only got one leg. In other words, man, and I don't blame you. You know, Mark, I honestly don't blame you, brother. I personally would really not want to get my ass whooped with a camera running by a one-legged man. I really wouldn't either, bro. I honestly can't blame you for that. But the problem is you did kind of leave him hanging. The dude had made shirts and all sorts of stuff for the fight. You know, you backed out of it. Come on, bro. You backed out of your commitment because you found out a dude with one leg was more badass than you thought he was. Boy, that would have been funny, though. I mean, imagine getting your ass kicked by a one-legged man. That would suck so bad. I'd be embarrassed. I don't want to get in a ring with him either. I don't want to get in a ring with him. I'll be honest. I can't blame you. I can't fault you. I wouldn't have. I don't want him kicking me. A dude squats over 400 pounds in one leg. That's a strong-ass leg. So, that aside. Can you imagine if he catches some air and catches you with that? Woo! Whole body in it. Yeah, it'd hurt. Break some bones. But that aside, that's what it comes down to, Mark. You couldn't make the money that you wanted to make off these bets. That's what it comes down to, at the end of the day. Because that's what it was all about. I told you before, none of this was never about really helping people. It was about you finding a way to make money off the back end off of it and to try to get some positive publicity for your company after this whole WFN fiasco and all this stuff in your personal life. You know what? I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to discuss your personal life, Mark. But I know. We know about stuff you're having to go through marriage counseling for. See, I have my own little spies too. But we're going to leave that alone because that's not cool. I'm not going to drag your personal life into it. It's not fair. Not cool. But I know what sort of man you are, Mark. You and your buddy Nordstrom have a lot in common, don't you? Yeah. Take y'all's commitments real seriously. Yeah, exactly. This is no different. You don't really take your commitments that seriously. You know, not when there's a benefit to be had on the side. So, canceled it. And, you know, a lot of people, I've heard some people are actually upset. They're like, man, that's just all this. The troops could have been helped. Some of these veterans could have been helped. But here's what I would say to these guys, man. You know, there are charities out there. Look, if you guys really were going to go to this event, you're going to give some money to them. There are some perfectly good organizations for wounded veterans out there. I know of one here personally that I know some people in Texas involved with called the PVA, the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I know someone personally who has benefited from it. It's a real good organization. Real good organization, to my knowledge. You know, maybe you could donate to some of these groups. Do your research first. Make sure they're actually going to help people. And if you really want to help, you could go donate, you know. You could donate. You don't have to do it in a public event where you get publicity for it. You know, you can do it on the down low. But that's the other problem I have with this. You know, we've got this whole patriotic correctness thing. I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to make fun of my own political ideology because you guys know I'm right-wing. Everybody knows that. A little bit conservative. A little bit. But, you know, we always make fun of people on the left for this political correctness, and we should. I mean, if you honestly believe in political correctness, you're kind of a moron. You're kind of a tool. You're kind of a sheep. You really are. I just can't stomach it. But don't we do the same thing on the right wing? Don't we have our own version? We have our own version of it. We call it, I like to call it patriotic correctness. It's not, oh, it's racist if you say that, if you don't recognize that dreadlocks is cultural appropriation, you're a race, I don't know. All this left-wing stuff, right? But on the right wing, you don't really love America. You don't really support the troops. Did you not salute that flag appropriately? I think we're going to need to protest. Yeah, we're going to boycott because, you know, you didn't show the flag the proper respect. We do that. You guys know we do that. We do that crap. And it's that guilt trip that we pull. If you don't do this, you don't love America. If you don't support the troops in this way or the way that I say that you need to support them, you don't support the troops. And if you don't support the troops, you don't love America. I mean, you're pretty much a traitor. Yeah. You don't love America. See, we play that game, don't we? And Mark pulled that with this thing, that whole patriotic correctness bullshit. And it's something that we're really bad about it. I mean, I'm not even going to say I haven't done it before. We're right-wingers, we're guilty of this. We do this. It's a game we play, just like the left play this political correctness thing. But at the end of the day, do we really, as a country, or as a group, do we really care about the troops that much? Do we really? I mean, we say we do. We're willing to put on parades, fly our flags. But then when it comes to something like the VA, comes to something like the VA, man, there's just never seems, we can come up with this over $1 trillion a year defense budget, right? We can come up with $1 trillion a year defense budget. We can come up with $800 million for a new jet, right? We can come up with $800 million for a new fighter jet, even though we don't have any competition in the air anywhere in the world. We can come up with that, right? We can do that. But, we can't take care of a guy who got his arms and legs blown off. We can't take care of that guy who got his arms and legs blown off serving us. When we sent him over, he followed his orders. He did what he was told. Yes, sir. Saluted. Gets injured, loses some limbs. We don't necessarily always get him everything he really needs, even though he was kind of promised it, because, it's just expensive. We just can't find the budget, but we can afford that new jet. We can afford to not audit the Pentagon and see exactly how they're spending this $1 trillion+ a year. But there's just not quite enough left for the troops that we support them, and we'll give them that parade. We'll thank them for serving. We'll thank them for losing that arm or leg, won't we? We'll do that. We'll do that because, we have to be patriotically correct. But then there's not really enough left for them, and then we need charities to help them out. We need charities to help them out because we just can't come up with the budget to do it, in our defense budget, because we need that new fighter jet. We need 3 new nuclear-powered aircraft carriers because, we dominate everything already. We already have the most powerful military in the world, but we got to make sure that we're $5 trillion ahead of our next, but we got to make sure. And we just don't quite have enough left for the medical expenses for them. We don't quite have enough money left for all the counseling maybe some of these guys need because they're messed up and they're committing suicide from the PTSD and the stress of war. We can't quite come with the budget. And you know what? And I guess I almost wonder, and this is going to sound messed up, I almost wonder if even our conservatives who write the budget for the VA say, it's 22 a day. It's 22 a day we don't have to pay for anymore. I wonder. I do wonder. I wonder about that. They don't really do anything about that suicide rate. And these vets coming back who are, messed up from the horrors that war has inflicted on them. No. Because, I almost wonder if they're like, man, that's where we could slash that budget a little bit. That's 22 less days of guys left a day that we don't have to give any sort of GI benefits to. We don't have to cover their medical treatment. That adds up. We just don't got to pay for the counseling that they need, the proper counseling that they need to get their head straight again, and then the problem just kind of goes away. I wonder sometimes if that's not how the bean counters think about that up in D.C. But we sure do come up with the money for that new fighter jet. Because, see, that's still useful. That's still useful. We can still use that. All I'm saying, guys, is that there's a little bit of hypocrisy. A little bit of hypocrisy with some of this at the end of the day. And we need to think about it that way. And you got a question of why is it that we do send these, whether you approve of a war or not. That's besides the point. These are technically our people. These are our guys. They agreed to serve. We send them over. Whether they agree with the conflict or not, they took an oath. They took an oath to serve and go do what they were told. So then if we get in a conflict they don't agree with, they still honored their word. They went where the American people and leaders told them to go, and whatever the consequences are that they suffer. We did promise them certain things as a result of that. But we don't always live up to those promises on the back end of it, though. To the point to where we need these charities. These are charities that the need for shouldn't even exist. Our military and defense budget is in excess of $1 trillion a year. Telling me that we can't come up with an extra couple $100 million out of that $1 trillion+ a year just to make sure these guys are okay and we don't need these charities for them? We sure do come up with the money for that new bomb and that new jet, though. But, we can't get those 22 guys a day killing themselves a little bit of extra counseling. It's just not in the budget, guys. But, if you don't go to this event or you don't do this or you don't attend this parade, you don't support the troops. Well done, Mark. Well done. I think you've shown exactly what you support. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.